Hello and welcome back to Freestyle here at the Lincoln Financial Field. Hope you enjoyed that little intermission, I suppose. Anyway, once again, this is part 2, so we have 8 more trucks to go. And at the end of the video, you will be able to vote for which truck out of these 16 you believe should be the winner of Freestyle. So, if you haven't watched part 1, I recommend doing that first. And let us move on to these final 8 trucks here in Freestyle. Up first for part 2, we have the Catalyst. Once again, chosen by somebody on the Beam Monsters Discord. So let's have a good run with this truck, shall we? Starting us off with a little bit of air off one of the dirt ramps over here in the racing area. Going after the bus now, up and over the bus, some huge air off of that jump. Going off to the backflip ramp fairly early on into the run, up they go. Loses the hood, bounces off the ramp, but will manage to stay on all 4 tires. Up and over the bus once again, landing it back down on the other side. Up into the air, some more big air from the Catalyst once again. Going on the middle ramp here in the racing lane, up into the air. Lands on 2 wheels, but gets back on all 4. And the Catalyst is going to give us a donut. Pretty good donut by the Catalyst as they come off into the racing lane and put the truck into a slap wheelie. Bumps off the shipping container, but the truck seems to be fine. They put it in reverse into one of the obstacles, flip it around, and they're able to bring it back on all their tires once again. Going for the backflip ramp, the other side this time, up into the air. Corkscrews the truck around and lands it on all their tires. And happens to be just in line for that obstacle. Comboing it up once again. Coming around right up and over the bus. Brings it right back down. Does a little bit of a stoppie on top of that tabletop. Going for the backflip ramp a 3rd time. Up into the air. Over rotates just a little bit and will land on the shipping container. And it looks like that will cause the truck to rest on its side. Fairly good start to part 2, I believe. But once again, we still have way more trucks to go. So let's move on to the next competitor. Up next, we have Renaissance. Looks like he's found his obstacle, up into the air. Lands on the opposite side of the ramp. Goes a little squirrely, but manages to keep it upright. Some big air off of the racing ramp as they pop it into a slap wheelie. Bring the truck around, up and over. In a bit of a sky wheelie as well. Drives right over the tabletop. Looks like they're going for the backflip ramp. Nice backflip from Renaissance there. Up and over the tabletop, popping it into a slap wheelie. Rolls the truck over, but will get back on all 4 of their tires. Going for the backflip ramp once again. Up into the air, spins it around nicely once again. Goes in a bit of a slap wheelie after coming out of it. Goes right up over the bus. Lands it on the ramp on the other side. Up into the air, going across some of our obstacles here. Going for the backflip ramp once again, it looks like. Up into the air, bouncing it off the front tires. Truck is still upright. Swinging the truck around for the tabletop, up into the air. Slams it down onto the rear of the truck. Are they able to bring it back onto their wheels? Not quite. The time is now up for Renacer. That was a fairly good run. Although, once again, there's still more trucks. But will Renacer be the best? Well, that will be up to you to decide. Up next, we have the other CRC truck. It is Brutus. Starting us off was a nice sky wheelie off the center ramp. Jumping right up and over the bus, landing next to one of the tabletops. Gonna bring it around for a donut now. Tapped the wall a little bit, but the truck seems to be fine after that. Driving right on top of the bus there, he puts it in a sky wheelie. Pops it up on two wheels, rolls it over, bounces off the wall, and that puts him in perfect position for this log ramp. Pops a backflip off of the bus ramp. Pretty good by Brutus, although it looks like steering one of his wheels is broken. Going for the other backflip ramp now. Up he goes. Doesn't quite get it. Rolls it over. And will save it. Looks like he's trying to go for this backflip ramp, but the wheel's not quite letting him, but he does it anyway. Still trying to turn the truck around, it looks like, although still having some trouble. It looks like both front wheels might be broken now. Yeah, both front wheels on Brutus seem to have lost steering completely. Though that doesn't seem to be stopping Brutus at all. Up and over the bus in reverse. Oh, looks like the shock broke as well. It looks like Brutus might be able to complete the run. I seem to spoke a little too soon, but he did roll over around the time the clock ended. Could have been a little better for Brutus, given that the front two wheels weren't cooperating. But let's move on to the next competitor. Back here, once again, we have Northern Nightmare for the second time in a row. They didn't seem to have that good of a time last event, so let's see if today will be better. Getting started off by going up the little ramp there. Getting a little squirrely on the landing, and putting into a slap wheelie as the truck races straight towards the container. Up and over the tabletop he goes. Gonna go for the backflip ramp, it seems. Up he goes, spins it around, bounces off the ramp, and will roll it over onto his roof. Another disappointing run here for Northern Nightmare, but let's see whether Northern Nightmare's luck will change later in the season. Up next we have PlayerFour, one of the many PlayerFour trucks here. Looks like he's found his ramp. Up he goes. Lands it right on top of the bus. Almost did a backflip. If he went a little faster, I think he could have done a backflip on the side of that ramp. Doing some donuts on the side walls of the tires. Rolls it over. Can he save it? Yes, he will. As well as discarding all the other body parts. But that just makes the truck a little lighter, doesn't it? Up into the air he goes. Looks like the engine was still a little bit starved of oil there. Oh, here comes the front clip coming right back down. Going for the backflip ramp. Pretty good landing by PlayerFour. Up and over the dirt mound that was put in the racing lane. Going for the backside of the racing ramp. Up he goes into a sky wheelie. Looks like PlayerFour is going to give us some donuts. Oh, not quite. Gets it up on one wheel. Gives us some more sidewall donuts instead. Drives over what is left of the body on the ground. Pops it up on two wheels, rolls it over. Can he save it? Doesn't look like it. We're gonna have to put out that fire. Up next we have Gravedigger the Legend. Had a little bit of trouble in the final round of racing. So let's see whether Gravedigger the Legend can get a freestyle win here. Starting us off by going over one of the tabletops. He's going to go to the backflip ramp fairly early on into the run. Up he goes. Bounces off of it, puts it into a bit of a wheelie. Manages to get it back on all four tires. Right up and over the bus. Comes back down up onto the tabletop. Does a bit of a stoppie. Up and over the bus he goes. He lands right back down. Getting the truck into a donut. Oh, not quite. It eclipsed the ramp, and that puts him over on his side. And that's going to be an end to the run here for Gravedigger the Legend. Up next, we have Max D, or Maximum Destruction. This time in the red body. If you saw the last event, that was a bit nuts what happened to Max D. Max D's going to start off by a nice little jump, combo it up once again. Up into the air, bouncing right back. puts it up in a sky wheelie as he lands it back down. Climbs over the ramp at the end of the racing turn. Up the center ramp he goes. Puts it in a little bit of a slap wheelie as he lands it back down. The truck gets thrown about, but stays on all 4 tires. And Max D's going to give us a donut as well. Pretty good donut by Max D. Probably one of the best of the night. Up into the air. Comes back down, lands on the sides. And we'll put it back on all their tires. Up and over the bus once again. Going for the backflip ramp now. Up he goes. Spins it around. Landed on top of the ramp. Goes up on one wheel to get it back on all 4 tires. Putting it in reverse now. He seemed to want to get the tabletop. Kind of missed it. And does a bit of a moonwalk up and over the ramp. Going back for the backflip ramp in the last seconds of the run. Corkscrews it around. And that will be it for Max D's run. And of course we have one truck left. It is the green Gravedigger. Once again, at the time of recording, the 40th anniversary truck isn't quite done yet. So I've broken out yet another fairly special Gravedigger here in forms of the green Gravedigger, since the track is primarily green. Looks like he's going around showing off the truck a little bit first. Up into the air from the backside of the racing lane. Pretty good sky wheelie there. Up over the racing ramp, coming right back down. Up into yet another sky wheelie, some huge air off of that. Ricochets off one of the ramps. Coming for the backflip ramp now, up into the air, spins the truck around, landed it down fairly hard. Trying to crawl off the backflip ramp now. Little bit of a bicycle because they come off the ramp. Up into the air off the center ramp. This is going to be a hard landing. Body panels just kind of explode off the truck there, and it seemed to throw off the sway bars on the rear axle. Never mind all that, truck still seems to be fine, going up on 3 wheels, sometimes 2 even as well. Looks like something might have broken on Gravedigger. Probably one of the front wheels isn't turning anymore. Right up and over the bus, gets thrown to the side, spins it around and loses a wheel. It looks like that was the working wheel. The truck seeming to have some trouble turning now. Throws the truck around once again. I think he lost steering in the other wheel. And the truck is going to come to rest on its side. Fairly good run for Gravedigger, but was it the best? Well, it's time to go down in the description of the video and vote for which truck you believe is the winner. Anyway, stick around for the encore now, if you so choose. And here we have a truck of my design. Well, the body, anyway, is mine. Anyway, this is a custom truck that I made, as I stated earlier. Hopefully it should come in a pack at some point later on in the year, hopefully. Anyway, this truck is for a series by Skinner. I'll link the channel in the description as well, as he's doing his own little cinematic event tour, and I figured I would take part in it. And this is the truck that I will be using, that he helped me put on the chassis as well as the preset and all. So, I hope to see you here again for the next event, as well as over at Skinner's channel for his own custom series that he's doing. Anyway, until then, stay hydrated.